Hello guys and girls, and welcome to the next Cities Skylines video, everything new in the Industries DLC. If you wish to order this DLC for yourself, then check out my affiliate link in the description below, which will also help to support me and my channel. My name is Biffa, thank you for watching. If you want to see some more Cities Skylines, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ding the bell as well to be notified of more videos that come up. I have a daily Cities Skylines series, and I will be diving into the Industries DLC. So what are we going to be checking out? Toll booths and new policies, historical buildings, custom name lists, industry areas, the big thing, production chain management, the big thing we're looking forward to getting into, cargo, warehouses and storage facilities, and new industry buildings. We're going to look at all of them, new workers, new policies, new maps, new unique factories, and a post city service. Yes, you can have post delivered around your city. So let's dive in and look at these things. Okay, so there are 5 new maps that are included with this DLC. Green Peaks, Marble Canyon, Pearl Bay, Twin Fjords, and Wood Garden. And at the moment, there are no new scenarios with this DLC. Here we are in a quick city that I threw together so we can check out some of the new items added for industries. So why don't we first of all dive into checking out the new industry stuff. Once you hit Little Hamlet, it unlocks the garbage tab, the new style garbage tab down here, where you find all of your new industry stuff. When you hit Worthy Village, you get districts, and then when you hit Tiny Town, you unlock the industry areas, which you will find in your industry tab down here. So what can we get? Well, if we open up our garbage and industry tab, as it's now called, we have the normal garbage stuff here, a few assets that I've added in myself. Now we have Forestry Industry, we have Farming Industry, we have the Ore Industry and the Oil Industry. We also have warehouses, and we have unique factories as well. And there's many buildings on each of these tabs, so we're going to take a look at these. Let's start off with the Forestry Industry. So first of all, you want to find an area that is marked by the natural resources for the industry that you wish to build, and you want to paint that industry area. Now, it just so happens we have ore and forestry here, but so we're going to do 2. We're going to do the forestry one along here, then we're going to do another one that takes in the ore up over here. So let's get those 2 marked in. That will do for now. We have the Mulberry sector and Park Industrial Estate, but they're still not set to what they need to be. So if we go into our garbage and industry tab, and for instance we're looking at the forestry industry, and you want to put down your main building, and then when you do that, let's zoom into here, that will now mark that area as a forestry industry. There we go, Park Wood Production. And this is the industry management tab, so we'll look at that a bit closer in a moment. But what other buildings are available for forestry? Well, looking through the list here, there is a whole heap of buildings. Now, not all of these unlock at the first level. You have to work your way through the game. You have to increase the level of your industry area. If you look down here, we've got a level in the same way that you would with a park. So you have to produce a certain level of resources and have a certain amount of workers that come and work in this area. So, for instance, we've got the Forestry Workers Barracks, which I believe unlocks at level 3. I might be right, I might be wrong on that, so you'd have to check that out for yourself. So that will give you some bonuses. Workers Barracks increase the work efficiency of the workers in the industry area, and that takes a certain amount of workers itself as well. That's a really nice looking building. I like that. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got the Forestry Maintenance Building, so that's going to take care of the industrial buildings, increase the storage capacity by 5%. That is a pretty big building. That needs to go inside the industry area as well. Let's just pop that over there. There we go, that's going to start sending out trucks. But the main thing that you want to set up in these areas are these. We've got the small tree plantations, medium tree plantation, large tree plantation, and then we have sapling fields. There we go. So as we're about to place this medium tree plantation, we get the construction cost, of course, on the screen, but also the estimated production, 8,000 units per week. So let's click on that. There we go. And we can change what this makes. This is just the appearance. There we go. We get a few different choices, and that's the same for any of the farm or plantations that we have. You can change the produce or the animals that they appear to produce, but they're all going to produce raw forest products in this case. And as we can see, workers are starting to move in, and if you hover over here, we get the different jobs that are available for different types of education. There we go. So that freight can then be taken. If we have a look at, let's click on here, and we get this pop up over here. So we get the extractor buildings, we get the processor buildings, we get the unique factories, which then takes you to the commercial zone, which is sold to the people. And we can also get here an industry area overview. So this is what we put down so far, the levels that it's at, and the workers that we have as well. Obviously, we haven't got anything in the Oriental ore group, but our farm is actually building up nicely. Let's see how close this is to leveling up. So if we click on here, there we go. So it's heading its way into level 2. We need more workers and we need to produce more. We see the trucks taking those around. So if you look at the symbol on the industry area pop-up here, we talk about extractor buildings, and each of these down here has the little tree symbol in the top left of the pop-up window. It then moves on to the processing buildings. And as we can see, we have a sawmill, which has that little symbol up in the corner there to tell us where in the production chain it goes. Very handy. We have the biomass pellet plant. We have the engineered wood plant. We have the pulp mill. There we go. We have a small log yard, and we have all sorts of things in here. So these are the processing buildings you want to start sending these items to. So for instance, we could put a sawmill next to here, and trucks will start coming out of there, taking the items to the sawmill. There we go. We can see that happening already. And the sawmill starts working away, and all of these new items have really, really good animations, and they have new workers that work in them as well, which I think is really, really cool. And we can see that. Turning it all into planks. Excellent. So then if we click on that, we can see whether it's got enough raw products coming in. This bar will fill up, and we've got a storage amount there. And then how much is being produced as well. And we've got the production rate down there. So there's a lot of balancing that needs to go on. And of course you need enough workers to sustain all of this as well. So adding things in like this will help to level up our industry area. There we go, because it's going to increase the workers and increase the produced resources as well. Interesting to look at the top here. How much of the industry is our own production, how much is imported? At the minute, it's just less than 50% is imported from outside the city. So that would tell you that you need to put down, say for instance, more plantations in this case. Okay, so I've just placed a sapling field down here, made it look like a greenhouse, and if we now look at this industry area, everything is running off of our own production, which is fantastic. So all of the goods that we need, we are doing ourselves, and they're going down this route here. They're going into the plain timber section, and they're not outputting too much at the moment. Most of our raw forest products is being sent out. Oh, there we go. It's just ticked over, and we're making money now on our timber. And as you notice, we could also send it down the paper route, which would be good. So you have different choices for that. We also have options to place various storage facilities, small and large log yard, small and large sawdust storage, as you can see here, and these will hold the raw products. Now what's quite interesting with these is you can set them, let's go into their options, to be balanced, to be full, or to be empty. So you can aim to sell everything you've got, you can aim to fill it if you're then using these products to go elsewhere. But by using these storage units, you can have them set up near some of the factories, which we'll look at in a moment, to help with sending all of your products around your city. And as you can see here, a lot of our products are now coming in from outside the city. See all these trucks? Because we've put these storage down, we have them set to balance, and they're trying to basically half fill them with products. So they're bringing it in from the outside. So it's worth keeping that in mind when you start placing these. Then we move on to our unique factories, which there's a whole host of them. Later on in the video, I will show you all the buildings. We'll set them all out and we'll have a quick look at them. But in this case, we want to work for a furniture factory. And if you have a look towards the end of the description, it says there it requires plain timber and paper. special goods to manufacture what they need. So you can place this outside of an industry area, and you may want to put this somewhere in your city where people can come and work there. There we go. There's our furniture factory placed down here near some housing. Now, if we take a look at this, you'll notice it's going to give us some information. So we don't have enough special goods coming in. It's waiting for the plain timber. It's waiting for paper, which we haven't set up yet. We can change the production rate. There we go. So how much you want to produce, and that is going to affect how much we're paying. And then it's going to make the furniture, which of course we will then be able to sell. So you really want to get this balance right, so you're actually making money through your production chain. So let's set up our paper route as well. There we go. We saw a truck just turning up with some plain timber. We've got some of that ready. So let's make some paper. So in this case, we have two choices. We have the biomass pellet plant, cost 20,000, or we have the pulp mill. Let's go for the pulp mill. Why not? And that's got to be placed inside our area as well. Unfortunately, we have a bit of space there. There we go. Excellent. And let's take a look at this. So this needs 95 workers. Again, it needs raw forest products, which is filling up on, and that is going to start producing paper for us. Excellent. There we go. So we've got these two here that if we set these to fill, there we go, and we set that one to fill, we'll get lots of products coming in from the outside. Our aim isn't to make money in this little video showing everything off. It's just to get the production chain working. And there we go. I believe this truck here, let's see, where's he taking those to? The furniture factory. That is just where we want to go as well. So let's follow this guy down here and see him drop off his goods. And here we go. He's heading into the furniture factory. He's going to drop off the paper goods that we need. Excellent. And then if we take a look at this, they can start producing the furniture. Excellent. There we go. We can see that going up. Production rate 2,496 units per week. And that is making us some money. Very, very good. There we go. So we've just hit the bonus. We had enough production units going out. We've hit the amount of workers that we need to level up to a level 2. We get a +9 efficiency bonus, -10 pollution bonus, and also the look of our main building will change as well depending on what level we are on. Excellent. So let's have a look and see how much money we're making. So if we go to our economy tab, we have a new tab along here called income and expenses from industry areas. So we are making 2,720. Our expenses are quite high. Let's be honest, we've just been chucking everything down. And we're actually losing 132 simoleons, dollars, cents, whatever you want to call it. Or it's actually getting worse. Don't look at it, it's getting worse. But don't forget, we are doing this by throwing down buildings that you would have unlocked at a much later point in the game. And this might seem quite simple on face value, but I've unlocked everything. I've got unlimited money, and I'm not having to balance anything. But when you're actually doing this in the game, it is much, much harder to make sure you have enough goods, you have enough workers, and everything is set to work together well. And that is only the forestry. Don't forget, we have forestry, farming, ore and oil. So let's take a look at all the different buildings that you can unlock and use in your industries. So these are all the buildings, the warehouses, the forestry, the plantations and everything, and the special fence as well that goes along with the forestry area. 17 different types of buildings all together there, and that's not including the warehouses and the special factories that we'll get to in a moment. And here we have all the buildings for the farming area, from barns to production to buildings that like to be set on fire, to fields with sheep and cows and crops. There is all sorts of things going on in here. We have flour mills, we have barns, we have silos. What else have we got here? There's so much here. A slaughterhouse, a milking parlour, a cattle shed, a flour mill, all sorts of production facilities. And as you can see, you can change these to look like all sorts of different animals. You get a choice of, I think it's 4. Cows, Highland cows, pigs and sheep. They all produce the same animal products, just a nice visual indication of something a bit different. And here comes the fire engines to sort out the problem in our farming area. And as you can see, in the farming industry, you produce flour and you produce animal products. And here we have 17 different ore buildings. Again, extractors, manufacturers, storage devices, all sorts of things. I think the animations on these is absolutely brilliant as well. Looking really, really good. I'm liking the dust that's appearing up around here. Looking absolutely excellent. And then if we head over here towards the water, all the way down here, we have another ore area in the water. So we have one building that has to be placed in an ore area by the sea. And if you have a look here, we now have natural resources that appear in the water, which is fantastic. So this is the seabed mining vessel. If we have a look at our industry area, we can see for the ore, we are making metals and we are making glass. And here we have the buildings for the oil industry, from the main buildings to the barracks to the maintenance buildings to over here we have the oil pumps, large, small drilling platforms, all sorts of different things there. And then if we head over to the sea, we of course have our storage, our processing, our plants for different products, and we have out here in the sea drilling for oil as well, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. The detail on this, I have to say well done to whoever it is that makes these assets. They look very, very good. If we look at this area, the products we are making are petroleum and plastic. So each of these, you'll also notice, has a policy tab as well. And you have 3 different policy options. Improve logistics. Packing and scheduling of the deliveries is more efficient. Increase storage capacity of extractors and processing by 20%, but increase the upkeep of 10%. You have improved work safety supervision, increases workers' health, cost 1 cent for each affected worker. And then advanced automation, increases production by 10%, increases upkeep by 10%. So you would want to help, using those will help you to balance your production chain. If you need to make more, if you need to produce more, if you need to process more, these are going to come in very handy indeed. And then we have our factories like Wood Vision, our office furniture factory here that take the goods and turn them into products. There are 16 factories altogether. All of these buildings here are the brand new factories that you can add into your game to produce goods that you are going to sell. And some of them are absolutely gigantic. Look at the size of these things. Wow, you're going to have a really big production chain around these to get these all working. So let's just take a quick look at these. We've seen the furniture one that takes timber and paper to make furniture. We have our printing press, which takes paper and plastics to make printed products. Looking very, very nice there. This one here, obviously a toy store. Paper, timber and plastic to make toys. I like the rubber duck out the front. Very good, very good. Also comes with free comedy parking as well to help your car roll away. Then we have Household Plastic Factory. Petroleum and plastics to make plastic products. Tech Vinyl. Very cool, very cool. Go Nuts for Donuts, our bakery. Animal products, crops, flour to make pastries. And we can see the Go Nuts for Donuts are already shipping out. Good work, lads. Well done. In this big smoky factory here, what do we have? The industrial steel plant takes metals, turns them into steel products. And you can hear all the sounds for these as well. And see all the new workers wandering around. Yaksu lemonade factory, crops and glass to make lemonade. Hear the bottles there clinking away. Leto, the electronics factory, plastics, glass and metals into electronics. Excellent, excellent. This building I like. This looks really cool. What's this one called here? Sneaker Ridge, a sneaker factory. Crops, paper, petroleum, plastics into sneakers. Already making lots of money on that. Fantastic. Then we come to the other side of the road. Pernu, the clothing factory. Animal products, crops, plastics to make clothes. And these are going to be to do with oil, aren't they? Yeah, petroleum refinery, petroleum plastics, metals to make fuels. Again, fantastically huge buildings. Really, really cool. And then we have a couple more down here. Now we've got this one here, food factory. Is going to make food products for us. Herman's food factory. And I believe this is our car factory. Yes. Lots of products to make our cars. I'm assuming we're going to make a lot of money from that one. And then our penultimate one is the modular house factory. Pre-order your houses made. You can slot them all together. Yep, I've watched Grand Designs. Good old modular house factories. And then finally, we head on over to the water area. What's that? That's not it. Where's it gone? Here it is. Aha. We have our boat factory, our shipyard. Taking all those products and making ships for us. Now, these are very, very expensive factories. We can see the prices there. They go from 22,000 all the way up to 550,000. I believe that's the most expensive, our shipyard. But we are going to be making absolutely tons of money from those in our cities. And to go along with all of that and help with our production chain, we have our 4 warehouses. We have our small warehouse yard, our small warehouse, our medium warehouse, and the large warehouse. And each of these, you have the storage mode that we discussed before, but you can actually select which resources are stored in these. So that will help with our production chain. Perhaps you want resources brought to a warehouse that's going to be stored outside one of your factories, or you want one of these placed near where your goods are produced. You can decide that for yourself. Now, here's a shot of the good old-fashioned industrial area that we've been used to up until now. Why am I showing you this? Well, what you're going to find is as you're putting in these new specialized industries, I suppose we could call them, dealing with the 4 different types of industries we can have, the normal industry that you have is likely to go this way because there's not so many people. It seems that the people of your city prefer to work at these new zoned industry types. So it's not saying that we're not going to be using the older industries where you just pop down the industry zone here and they move in, but they seem to want to prefer working at one of these farming industry buildings, which is going to set up our new area. So you're probably going to find that you're going to use these generic industries a little bit less now we have the new industries. So what else is there to look at? We have so much more still to go through. Well, before we get to the toll roads and the Postal Service, which is something else that's been added that's new, let's take a look at our city policies. So we have 3 new policies in our city. If we have a look under services, this is on top of the policies that are built into the industrial areas that we spoke about a few moments ago. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom here, we have, I beg your pardon, 4 new policies. We have free Wi-Fi. This is reducing mail accumulation by 15%, but costs 2 cents a building. So that's cutting down on the post that we have because they're using email. Then we have automated sorting, which increases mail capacity by 10%, costs 300 credits per city post service building. There's nothing new under taxation. If we go to city planning, right down the bottom here, we have workers' union, which gives us a slightly increased adult citizen happiness, reduces residential tax income by 2%, and we have the automated toll, increases vehicle flow through toll booths, reduces toll booths income by 30%. Talking of toll booths, we have 4 different toll booths that we can have a look at. So let's start with our largest toll booth. Here we have a normal motorway that you would see flowing through your city. Do you know what I see when I look at this? I see a way to make money. Let's add some toll booths to this road. So if we go to our road tab, right at the very end, we have our road tolls. And this one here is the largest, a one-way large toll booth. We also have a 2-way large toll booth. We have a 1-way toll booth and a 2-way toll booth. Depending on what sort of road you're using. Okay, so now we have our toll booth set up, and every time a car or a truck heads through this, we are charging them money, which I think this is fantastic. I can't wait to have a normal city bill without infinite money and all that sort of thing going on. And as soon as I get access to a highway, I am going to slap some of these down, and hopefully it's going to make me so much money without slowing down the traffic. We should be okay, but we can actually click on these. There we go. And we can see how much we're charging. And we can up that. Oh, almost double the price. Absolutely fantastic. I don't believe that's going to stop people coming that way. And they seem to still be working without water or power. But don't forget we can add our policy to speed these up. So let's just give that a go. And see what happens. We'll go to our city planning, automated toll. There we go. And that should speed people up going through. What we're finding here is they're sort of getting in each other's way, wanting to split off. There we go. But that's fine. That can start making us lots of money as well. And if we go into our economy tab, new tab right at the end, income from road tolls. There we go. Small vehicles, large vehicles. We are making some money. That is nice to see. How's our industry doing? Making £33,000. Excellent. We also have the 2-way large toll booth, there we go, which works from cars coming from both directions. What do you know? It's in the name. Bit of a giveaway. And there's also the small two-way toll booth, and there's a one-way version of that as well. So you can get all that money out of your citizens' pockets, not only from park paths that cut across the city that you charge $20 for them to use, also now if they decide to use their car, you can get the money with the toll booths. Loving it. We've also mentioned a couple of times the Postal Service. If you go to your transport tab and go to the end, we have a new Post Service tab. We have two buildings here, the Post Office and the Post Sorting Facility. The Post Office offers mail-related services such as acceptance and delivery of letters and parcels. Each post office maintains a small fleet of post vans that collect and distribute mail locally. So let's have a look at that. We'll put that one down there, and we'll put a sorting office next to it, and we can already see the post vans heading out. There goes Postman Pat heading out into the city. Absolutely fantastic. There we go. Unsorted mail, sorted mail. Very good. Post vans in use. And then we have the post sorting facility. Collected mail is sorted into batches for delivery in the post sorting facility. So that's almost like a big warehouse for all of your post. But that is not more. No, that is not it. There is more. And what else do we have here? A plane taken off from a cargo airport. Yep, it's no longer passengers. It is now cargo. There we go, with a new look plane. Taking that away, so our cargo trucks can bring that here, and that can be flown off to sunnier destinations. And then in the back here we have the cargo airport hub. So again, all the trucks can come in, the planes can take it away. But what is this that's coming out the side? Yes, of course, it is a railway line as well. So as well as planes, we can move our cargo out of the city with trains too. And the last new feature that we're going to look at today is the ability to mark a building as a historical building. It doesn't stop the building from leveling up, it just stops its appearance from changing. So if you have a particular skyline that you like looking at, certain building or two that really means something to you in your city, if you just click on that building, you can tick this box here, historical building, and that building will not go away. And one more thing to mention, there's been a lot of changes to the assets as well, from the firehouses to the medical facilities, the hospitals, the police stations and the schools have all been given a nice little facelift as well. So have you enjoyed my look at everything new in the Cities Skylines Industries DLC? If you have, hit the subscribe button and ding the bell so you get notified of any new videos that come out. I have a Cities Skylines series every day, and we're going to be diving into the new Industries DLC. Also leave a like if you enjoyed it too. Any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Leave them in the comments below, and I will see you very soon for the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.